Hello beautiful souls and welcome to my channel Roseology. So this video is for my Tauruses, that is Sun, Moon, Rising, even Venus. This is your September 2020 energetic forecast. So whether you are cross-watching for someone you know or trying to get the latest scoop on what you can expect December 2020, welcome either which way. So we have a huge stack of cards to get through for your month of September, regarding your September. But also what I have here is something that I've wanted to do in these monthly zodiac videos for a while now, where I include a mini pick a card message for each zodiac sign. So like I said, we'll be diving deep into the energy of your September with this huge stack of cards right here, and at the end of that reading there will be a more personalized message for you with a couple of cards. There's only going to be like 2 or 3 cards in each of these piles right here. I won't go as in depth with these 3 piles. That's what this huge stack of cards is for. I want the cards to do the speaking when it comes to the piles. So but I did want to add a more, like I said, personal message for each sign this month. So there will be a brief meditation session towards the end of this video to help you pick which pile is speaking to you and which message you need to hear personally for your month ahead. So let's just go ahead and get started. I'm going to clear these piles off and we're going to dive into this. All right, so let's go ahead and get started first with your tarot cards before getting to this huge stack of oracle cards. Let's see what we got going on. The very first card that we have here is the 4 of Swords in reverse. The next card that we have is the 4 of Wands, also in reverse. Okay, so hopefully this focus for you guys, the 4 of Swords in reverse here. Okay, I'm just going to stop right here because I'm already getting something. But basically, there's some really big changes coming to your home in September, Taurus, as well as there are these tedious details that you haven't necessarily had the energy for in the last few months to deal with that you'll be tending to in the month of September. So this could be like old bills that you haven't gotten to, or that renovation in your bathroom, getting back to old emails, you cleaning out your closet. These are like home responsibilities that you have been too exhausted and depleted to give your energy to and time to, that you'll be feeling much more upbeat and prepared or ready for to take on these other projects and responsibilities this month. As well as this could be shopping for a home. My Taurus, in September, some of you will be shopping for a new place or your first place with this 4 of Swords right here. 4 of Swords always feels like nesting to me because he's resting, taking a moment to himself in a space that he is deemed comfortable, safe, secure. And it's in reverse, saying, I'm ready to leave this nest or this comfortable space behind. I'm ready to create or find a new place that's more suitable for me. So for sure, there's some big changes regarding the home and lower rent that I'm also picking up. So maybe some of you are shopping around for a place with lower rent in September, like a lower payment. And if you are a Taurus with a roommate, this could as well be a very quick change with your roommate. So look out for that as well. Like, for instance, maybe like they switch jobs or they lose their job and they have to move out, or maybe someone in their family gets sick and they have to go home for a while. There's a really big possibility that if you have some sort of a roommate, that they up and move out fast, or someone up and moves in quickly. But this is big sudden changes to your living space. And I don't know, this is probably only for a couple of people here. But if you live on a coast, for sure, keep an eye out for storms, hurricanes in September. You may have to up and leave because of something that quickly develops or, you know, kind of comes through. So make sure that you have like renters or home insurance as well, not to scare anyone, just to be prepared in case for something sudden, quick, and major. But if I'm being completely honest, it really doesn't feel bad. It doesn't feel like something terrible. It just feels unexpected. You know, it feels like a little bit like, okay, did not know when I woke up today that my day was going to turn out like this. It's something that happens like almost out of nowhere is what it feels like. For most of you though, this is what you've been kind of patiently waiting for with this 4 of Swords in reverse. Even though you're not necessarily fond of change being a Taurus, I'm a Taurus sun myself, so I feel you on this. Even though we're not necessarily fond of change, I see this being something that you've been wanting or waiting or patiently hoping, waiting and praying for with this 4 of Swords in reverse. It's like you've been patient, you've been waiting, and it's kind of something that you want to happen. So it's like something could get turned up on its head with your home, but for very many of you, this is exactly what you wanted, or this is exactly what you're hoping for in a strange sense, okay? Let's go ahead and check out the rest of your cards. So we have here the Universe, otherwise known as the World card. Then we have the Devil in reverse. And the Six of Wands, also in reverse. Okay. The universe is the only upright card for you, Taurus, because Spirit has been trying to show you for a while that everything that has happened, especially within like the recent, like the last like several months, was meant to happen. It's all been a part of a bigger plan for you. It's all been a part of the plan. The sudden changes with the Four of Swords and the Four of Wands in reverse, the sacrifices that you've made with this Devil in reverse right here, the losses and hard lessons that you had to endure with the Six of Wands in reverse right here, has all been for a major reason, and that's to get you to where you are today. The universe has been watching very closely. As you can see right here in this universe card, the universe has been watching you very, very closely. And for many of my Tauruses, you were asked or pressured to give something up that you planned on keeping or holding on to. And when a Taurus sinks its claws into something, we never let go because we are territorial, we are possessive. Once we claim something, it is ours, and that's on period, right? But your life, your plans for the future have changed drastically. Looking back, you didn't think that you'd end up where you were. And even though these cards are in reverse, I can't help but to feel this overwhelming sense of freedom all at the same time. The plans or future or life that you had committed to before were out of alignment with your joy, fulfillment, your purpose, your highest good. It was out of alignment with the plan that the universe had for you. The universe has something in store for you that would make you much happier than what your plan had in store for you, if that makes sense. You had unknowingly attached yourself to the problem, to the issue, to the toxin, and it was slowly poisoning your energy. So even though you see this diversion from the plan as a bit of a setback or maybe even a failure with the Six of Wands and the Devil right here in reverse, it's all been a part of a way bigger plan for you with the universe right here. You're just not necessarily aware of it just yet, but in September, these things are going to start to clear up. In September, these losses are not only going to make sense for you, but you'll be grateful for having detached from certain things or people or habits or mental states, lifestyles, before this even goes down. The very thing that you wanted but could not make happen is your saving grace. You dodged a huge bullet with this loss, and now you're free to create and attach yourself to the right people, situations, jobs, and roles for you. Ones that don't make you feel suffocated, trapped, enslaved, or controlled with this Devil card in reverse right here. September is bringing a huge sense of peace, almost relief to you, as you get to witness firsthand why you were told no or were rejected or weren't progressing. For example here, take somebody, for instance, that's like in a job. The job is paying their bills, but they really don't like their job. You know, like it's not a fun job. They don't like the coworkers. Maybe it's too far from home. You know, maybe it's a long commute, something like that. But the job is paying the bills and it's pretty decent money. But at the same time, something ends up happening, for instance, and let's just say like the company goes under. And, you know, even though it's like, damn, okay, my finances, it's still somewhat of a relief because it's like you were never going to leave. That's what I'm picking up. Wow. Okay. You were never going to leave. For you, Taurus, when it comes to us Tauruses, once we commit to something, that's it. We're committed. There's no negotiation. There's no conversating. Like, we're loyal as fuck. So when we commit to something, we commit. And we ride out with it, no matter if it's good, if it's bad, if it's ugly. We're prepared for that because that's what commitment means to a Taurus. Whatever this is, whatever the situation is that went belly up, it went belly up because you were never going to leave. And the universe had to almost force you away from this thing. It almost had to pull you away from this thing. That the way you could be freed because you weren't necessarily happy in whatever the situation was. You weren't necessarily happy. You were feeling a bit trapped, a bit suffocated, but because you were committed, that commitment is everything to you. So it's like, even though things don't go in the way that you had planned, even though things don't go in the way that you had committed them to, it's a bit of a relief as well because it's like, damn, I'm out of that commitment now. You know, so it's like being in a relationship that's not going so great, but you're there because you're loyal. You're there because you promised to show up. And it's like, let's just say that this person, they fuck up or they do something where it's just like, this is grounds for termination in terms of your role in this relationship with me. Yeah, maybe it's hurtful. Yeah, maybe it's like, damn, okay, I'm not in that relationship. I'm single now. But at the end of the day, it's like, it's also like this relief. There's this weird, bittersweet sort of energy here in September. Very bittersweet energy where it's like, yeah, I lost that, but I wasn't happy either. So now at least I'm free to go explore other things. September is bringing a huge sense of peace, almost relief to you as you get to witness firsthand why you were told no. The universe in September is going to show you by making something happen right in front of you where you get to see how you were spared. Because at one point you were so wrapped into whatever this is that your fate had also merged with this other person's or thing's fate. And you were never meant to have gone through or to endure what this other person or situation has to go through. That's why it didn't work out for you. But in September, you'll see and you'll end up feeling like you ended up winning with the Six of Wands right here. Let's go on ahead and check out you guys' oracle cards here, see what else it is that is going on for your month of September. So we'll just start out. We'll start out with these. Okay. Very first one, look at this. Part of fortune increase, Taurus. 11th house, friends. Interesting. Sun, spirit. Virgo, I analyzed. Okay. This is funny because the sun is in Virgo and we have both the sun and the Virgo cards here. So Taurus, the season of Virgo, the sun being in Virgo is going to do you a lot of good. One, this is a fellow earth sign. So it's kind of like your earth sign cousin. But as well, the sun brings illumination, truth, clarity. And Virgo is all about the details. Now, the thing with Virgo is Taurus and Taurus and Virgo energy is quite different because Taurus likes very clear-cut things. You know, it's either black or white. We like to know, you know, we don't like to dance on the fence because we like commitment. We like stability. We're a fixed sign. That's what we're all about. We are a fixed earth sign. We're almost doubly fixed. So that's what we're all about is consistency, reliability. Virgo, on the other hand, is all about the details. So Virgo likes to it doesn't like to get lost, but it does get lost in the details of things. So sometimes Virgo is in so deep that it can't see black from white. It can't see left from right because it's really deeply in those details. So there's a strange thing that's happening here for you in the month of September, Taurus. You may have been stressing about the details of something. Like how is this going to come together, or how is this going to work out? What does this mean? What does that mean? When they say this, what did they mean by that? You know, everything that you're experiencing, you're sort of analyzing it, or maybe even second guessing yourself. There's a lot of clarity coming to someone's actions too. Actions that have perplexed you for a long time will make sense in September. This is a lot of pieces falling together for you. You may be dealing even with a Virgo or an Aquarius or a Leo. Or you may have those energies really activated in your chart. You know, those energies may be very prevalent in your birth chart. And oh my God, yeah, as well as we have the Four of Swords in reverse down here. Four of Swords is much like Virgo energy, analyzing, reflecting, contemplating, thinking a lot. It's in reverse because you're done trying to figure something or someone out. That's what this is. The universe doesn't let anything stay in the dark forever. The universe does not let confusion and chaos just run rampant forever. Eventually, the light always comes back out. Eventually, clarity always comes back out. So there's a lot of answers that you're going to receive. Friends may also be bringing you news as well about something that they heard or saw, as well as there could be some things going on in your friend's life that you are unaware of that comes to light. But 11th house is also the house of manifestations and wishes granted. It's here along with part of fortune increase. So there's something that's going to work out. There's a prayer being answered, a wish fulfilled, a wish being fulfilled. And you may try to analyze it to figure out, well, how did this happen? But this is spirit coming through for you. So don't question the blessing because there is a huge part of your fortune that's coming in the month of September. The next cards that we have here are self-esteem. And it says here, I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. Okay. Then we have Then we have Judgment. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. All right. Then we have Explore. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'll put it down here. And Trust. So trust and explore. Just trust it, Taurus, and know that there's no such thing as reaching when it comes to prayers, manifesting, and receiving these blessings. Like, let's say, for instance, that you want to manifest being a millionaire one day, but maybe you're thinking to yourself, well, I don't need that much money to live a good life. You know, I can just make 6 figures. I can be happy on that. This Explorer card for me right here is saying to reach, throw your back out, all the way out. If you want to be a millionaire, ask for it and then some. And if you think that you're doing too much, then just simply balance that out. Balance out these major blessings and moments of fortune by giving back how you can. Pay for someone's rent or vacation, buy someone something nice, treat someone else, pay these blessings forward. If you are struggling with humility, if you're struggling with feeling like maybe I'm asking for too much, maybe I'm doing too much, if that's the case, then balance it out by paying these blessings forward, by doing something for someone else, by being a blessing to someone else. If you're struggling with feeling like I'm asking for too much, so you can't ask for too much if you're going to bless others with your fortune too. You can't ask for enough in that sort of scenario. So, and then we have Judgment and self-esteem right here. So we are in the season of Virgo, and Virgo is highly analytical and precise. It almost performs like a computer. It's all about perfection. So when something appears to be imperfect or flawed or human, Virgo starts estimating the worth of that thing. And then we get into deducing the value of someone or something. It's very kind of slippery slope. This is why Virgos naturally struggle with confidence and esteem issues, because they are always trying to reach perfection, which we all know is impossible, right? I mean, they get pretty close. Look at Beyonce and Michael Jackson, right? You know, they do get pretty close. Kobe Bryant, but you know, you may be dealing with judging yourself and self-esteem in September, because this is the season of analyzing our every move and then putting a value or grade on it by saying, oh, that was good or that was bad. That was an A, that was an F, that was a win, that was a fail. So that's where the judgment is coming in at. But don't fall too deeply into that though, because like I was saying, it's a very slippery slope. So explore without judging, okay? Let's go ahead and see your goddesses for the month. We have here Bridget. Don't back down. Stand up for what you believe is right. Then we have Aracura. I think I'm saying that right. Blossoming. And it says, you are just getting started, so have patience with yourself in the process and do not give up. Exactly. Then we have here Bast, Independent. Your independence is a foundation for your strength and success. And we have Kali, endings and beginnings. The old must be released so that the new can enter. Wow. Okay. So, yeah, Kali, endings and beginnings. You got some major endings and beginnings happening in September, Taurus. Like I said, many things you will try to make sense of and you won't be able to, because you might get a bit of whiplash with how suddenly and quickly things change. This is why you're dealing with so much change, because Kali is overseeing your September. Like I said, like I mentioned earlier a few minutes ago, how you may experience one of those days in September where you were like, damn, when I woke up this morning, I did not think that this is how the day would play out. You know, it's something that just happened so instantly and out of nowhere, very unexpectedly. But that's because we have Kali overseeing your September. She's overseeing as well this transitional period for you. Like I said, it'll all make sense. And if it doesn't, then just trust. Trust. We have the card of trust right here. Trust that there's a much bigger plan unfolding in September. Okay, and Aracura, blossoming. Do not give up, Taurus. There's some major sudden quick changes, and yes, you will be asked to experience this transition alone. All transitions we have to go through alone, because even though others may be accompanying us or around us through transitional periods, they can't fully understand or grasp what we're going through because they're not walking in our shoes. But don't let this feeling of no one gets this, no one can relate to what I'm experiencing. Don't allow that to keep you from fully falling into this next chapter, Taurus. Don't let it keep you from embracing this newness and this change and this transition. Don't back down. Don't back down, okay, from this blessing, from this change, from these answers, from this truth. That's why you were freed. Like I was saying earlier with the Devil card here, that overwhelming sense of freedom, you were freed so you can realize your own independence and strength. No one can do this better than you. That's why this journey was given to you and you only. You are blossoming into the person that you knew you were created to be. But do not back down because of these changes in this transition. And don't back down because you're judging yourself by how well it is that you're taking this transition. It's okay if you don't take it very well. It's okay if you cry through it, you grieve through it, you pout through it, you're upset through it, you're angry through it. That is okay. Don't judge yourself for it. There is no right or wrong way to handle this transition. Okay? Let's see your spirit animal cards that we got for the month. Parrot, spirit, watch your words. This came through for someone else's month as well. Then we have here butterfly spirit. Transformation is beautiful. Again, wow. There's a lot of changes happening for my Tauruses in September. And then we have here spider spirit. Make your dreams real. That's what I'm talking about. You're being freed so that the way now you're in control over creating your own web. You're in control over creating your own story. The first thing that I'm getting very strongly with watch your words, parrot spirit, is don't burn your bridges, Taurus. There may be some issues with people judging or trying to put down your self-esteem, possibly even. There may be people that indirectly try to keep you from blossoming into your own independence in September. But watch what you say. You've got a lot of transformation happening in major areas of your life that you weren't expecting to change, like we talked about earlier. And us Tauruses, we don't do very well with change. We prioritize security and consistency above everything. So these changes may make you feel a bit unstable during certain parts of September. Be careful not to let these changes get to you so much, though, that you say something that you don't mean and you hurt someone that you're not intending to hurt. As well as Taurus, be careful. So also with watch your words, be careful with your actions, because you may not be intending to do something that comes across that way or that ends up sort of resulting in that way. So be very, very careful with that. Now, as well as Taurus, be careful not to let something get to your head. We talked about humility a little bit earlier. There's no way that you can possibly reach too high or ask for too much from the universe. Especially because you rule the second house, Taurus. You're all about luxury. You're ruled by Venus. You're all about luxury. So don't be humble when it comes to asking for what you want. But be careful not to let something get to your head. Be careful not to let the success get to your head. We talked about humility, but there's a feeling here of a major increase in fortune. Like it said in this card over here, part of fortune increase. Be careful not to burn bridges because you are finally in a position where you don't need people, or because you're finally in a position of power where you get to decide what happens. Be careful not to let that power go to your head, okay? Be very, very careful of that. Be very careful about, you know what? Now I don't need you to help me pay the rent. So, hey, by the way, fuck you. Don't do that. Play it cool. Let's see, because you never know who you're going to need down the road either. Things are not meant to stay the same always. So be careful with that. Let's check out your health cards for the month. The very first one that we have here is Changed Physicians. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for leading me to the best healer for the situation. Amen. So make sure that you are resonating with your healers, whether this is a physical healer, a doctor, a spiritual healer, something like that. Make sure that you are resonating with them. Make sure that they make sense. And make sure as well that you're not staying with a healer or some sort of a physician that believes in codependency. And what I mean by that is make sure that you're going to someone that is really trying to get you better, that is really trying to get you to a certain level of strength and ability. That the way you don't need them eventually, okay? The next one that we have here, look at that. Stay positive. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for helping me be optimistic and take the appropriate action steps that support my health. So this is all about you kind of not falling back into those old patterns and cycles. If you feel yourself being negative or thinking negatively or experiencing doubts and fears, you're the one that has to be on top of that. Make your dreams real. You are in control here. So you have to be on top of, okay, I'm feeling a little bit negative. I'm thinking a little bit negatively. Stop those thoughts in its tracks. Stop that sort of self-deprecating thoughts and words and conversations. Don't even engage in those. And the second that they sort of get conjured up, stop them. That the way that you are staying in this nice, positive, consistent vibration. Okay, because you have a lot unfolding right now for the month of September. And what you don't want to unfold is anything that you don't mean. Like it says over here, watch your words. So especially if you are saying things that you don't intend. Like, you could just be joking around, or you could just be having like a sour day, a frustrating day. Be careful about saying certain things, because you might not intend for that to actually happen, but because you're in that kind of like frustrated mood or zone, you might just say something without really thinking. So be careful of that. The next card that we have here is call upon Archangel Raphael for help. Dear Archangel Raphael, I ask for your healing help with describe your situation. Thank you for your divine healing intervention. Call on your spiritual team, Taurus. Call on your spiritual team, because for sure they're around to help you out. This month of September, they're kind of just waiting for you to call on them, but they're not going to necessarily get to as much action as they could without you kind of inviting them in to help with the situation. They never interfere without our permission. So definitely lean further on your spiritual team. If you're going through something in September, call on them. They're going to be right there. They're going to kick right into action. Let's go ahead and check out your relationship cards. So these are your romance cards, and these are your relationship cards for like friends, family, things like that. So let's go ahead and see what we have. We have transformation, and it says here, the energy of transformation supports our ability to gracefully flow through times of transition, allowing the old to make room for the new. Again, transformation, just like the butterfly spirit transformation, Kali endings and beginnings. I mean, this is pretty, it just keeps coming through. And then we have here curiosity, and it says the frequency of curiosity supports our intrinsic inquisitive nature, which is the necessary driving force behind any growth and evolution. So there's a lot of evolution that's happening in the month of September, and that's why things are going to feel a little bit off, a little bit weird. So there's, again, a lot of changes happening, not just in your life, but it's also seeping into your relationships. These changes are. And curiosity, I don't know why, but the message that I'm getting here is get to know the people in your life a little bit better, and let them get to know you a little bit better. You may have kept many of these experiences that you have gone through to yourself. And so try opening up a little bit, because you may be surprised that others have been silently battling something as well, or that they want to be there for you as support because they can relate to you and they can relate to what's going on. So allow people to transform with you. Okay, and you're going to know which people deserve to transform with you and which ones you need to kind of leave in the dust. Okay, and let's check out your romance cards. The very first one that we have here is religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. Okay. Then we have stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance, just like this card over here that says stay positive. It's interesting. And then the final one that we have is very soon. And it says here, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Okay. So let's start off with, we'll just start off with all three of them. So for my singles, when it comes to this religious factors card here, that card is telling me that you've developed some extra requirements as far as someone having a shot with you, or as far as you even being interested in someone romantically. It takes a lot more now for someone to pique your interest, because your tastes and preferences have really refined themselves with all the experiences that you've gone through in the past, with everything it is that you've learned. Your tastes have changed so much. And you're definitely not afraid of calling out what it is that you want. Again, that message is coming through. You can't reach when it comes to manifestations and your prayers. Whatever it is that you want in a partner, ask for it. Okay? You're not reaching or asking for too much by stating exactly what it is that you want. And in a sense too, Taurus, I believe that you definitely learned to not settle for things, because you settled in the past, and look at how that worked out for you. It didn't work out. You sacrificed a lot in the past to stay in certain situations, to stay in certain relationships, and it did not end up being fruitful for you. It did not end up working out. So I believe that very many of my Taurians at this point have learned, I'm not fucking settling anymore. So definitely ask for what it is that you want exactly, what it is that you need exactly. You may have definitely gotten a bit pickier when it comes to a potential partner, but stay optimistic, okay? Definitely stay optimistic about your love life, and do not settle, because very soon, someone that checks all the requirements is going to come into your life. It's simply about knowing what you want, and I feel many of my Taurians are figuring that out if you have not already. Like I said before, for those in a relationship, you and your partner are growing and maturing at different speeds. needs. So sometimes it feels as though you guys are growing apart, but you aren't. Stay positive and trust the fact that as long as the both of you are growing and learning and open to that, open to these lessons, you will get back on track. You will come together. But in relationships, even in ones, especially ones that are, cosmically, spiritually ordained, they grow towards each other and away from each other all the time because we are on our own respective journeys. We can't go, we can't have these people with us every single step of the way. Some things that we are meant to embrace and endure on our own, even with people right beside us. Sometimes, you know that saying, like, you're in a room full of people, but you've never felt lonelier. That's exactly what life is like. It's full of people and beings, but many times we feel lonely and isolated because there's no one else on the planet that is going through our exact journey. There's just one of us going through our exact journey, and it's only us. It's only you. It's only me. So, for sure, stay optimistic about the fact that you guys will come back together, and also be vocal about whatever you want or need from your partner and challenge them to do the same and to tell you what they need or want from you. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and get to these piles here so that the way, we can see what your personal messages are for September. Okay. All right. So here on pile 1, we have Amazonite. Here on pile 2, we have an angel aura quartz. And on pile 3, lepidolite. All right, in pile number 1, you chose the Amazonite. So, like I said, I'm not going to go in depth with these cards here. I'm just going to be reading their personal messages. So the very first one that we have is Santosha in reverse. I think I'm saying that correctly. If I'm not, forgive me. The next card that we have here is the card Massage. It's the card of ease. And it says here, trigger statement, I have to make this work. True statement, I am at ease with life. You need to ease your grip on life so that it can ease the way. There is an outcome brighter than you can imagine. Like we were talking about in your general reading, you guys. Okay, we have a Karfa. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but it is the card Separation and Conflict. Turn your problems into opportunities. Treat hostility with kindness. Wow, that's pretty powerful. And then let me get a couple of chakra cards for you here before I read the definition for this book or the definition for this card out of the book. So let's see what chakras my pile 1 Tauruses need to pay attention to this month. And we have here Universal Light. This is the Soul Star Chakra. The Soul Star Chakra is located above the crown chakra. And then we have here the Heart Chakra, the card of forgiveness, okay? And then underneath the deck, we have, again, the Heart Chakra, which says play. Zoom that out a little bit. Okay, so let me grab the book. Okay, and so this card in reverse, because you can have these cards in reverse, it says here in the book, this is the card of contentment. It says social media can take a yogi off their path towards Santosha contentment through its kryptonite, comparison. When we compare ourselves to the paths of others, we lose our freedom. We judge our self-worth on whether or not we are embodying someone else's dharma, which was never meant for us. You were born with the exact gifts, desires, and abilities you were meant to share with the world. Your curiosities are the seeds planted inside of you that will take you towards your highest self. This is crazy. Didn't the word curiosity, didn't we pull a card curiosity for your general pile? I think we did. It says your curiosities are the seeds planted inside of you that will take you towards your highest self. It's time to adapt to a mindset of contentment with who you are so you can create what is you and only you were meant to create. That's beautiful. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna read the affirmations for these 3 chakra cards out of the book, and yeah, then that'll be it for your pile. For the Soul Star Chakra, Universal Light, the affirmation here, and you can use this affirmation throughout the month of September. The affirmation is, I am a divine channel of universal light. The affirmation for forgiveness is, my heart is full of unconditional love and I forgive freely. And the affirmation for play is, I play joyfully in the magic of the universe and I am free to be me. Okay, so this is your personal message for the month of September. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. I do pray that these readings brought you guys love, support, clarity, and strength. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit, for these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. But until next time, stay safe, stay blessed, keep conquering the world. Bye, you guys. All right, and pile number 2, you chose the Angel Aura Quartz. Like I said, I'm not going to be diving into these cards. I'm just going to be reading their descriptions and allowing you guys to kind of pick up the message from there, since we went so in depth with your general reading for the month. And so the card that we have here is Ahimsa. I don't know if I'm saying these right. Sorry if I butchered the word there. The next card that we have is Taurus and Chorus Scorpius. Okay, and it says, great things follow to those who dare to descend to the depths of their existence. So this is all about kind of like taking a risk, is what that sounds like. But like I said, I'll let you guys divine these cards here. And then the next card that we have is Lime, and this is the card of gratitude. Trigger statement, I am overwhelmed. True statement, I am moving. The time for planning is complete. Take action no matter how small. Begin today. Start now, like it said over here. This is like kind of like this is my pile 2 Tauruses. This is kind of all about taking a risk. Okay, so let me go on ahead and shuffle a couple of chakra cards for you guys for my pile 2 Tauruses. See which chakras are really activated during the month of September, or which chakras that you really need to focus on. Okay, 2 fell out, so we're just going to read all of them. So the very first one that we have is Spiritual Awakening, and this is, I believe, the Earth Star Chakra, I think. No, it's not. This is the Crown Chakra, that's right. So this is the card Spiritual Awakening. Major things happening in September. And then we have here, it's interesting too, because we have a huge eye right here. And then we have here Self-Mastery. This is the Soul Star Chakra. And the Soul Star Chakra is located above the Crown Chakra, above your head. And this is Inner Strength. And I believe that this is the Sacral or Solar Plexus Chakra, but I will check to see out of the book. Okay, so since this is in reverse, it says here, it's time to be a little nicer to yourself. Ahimsa, nonviolence, is often practiced by yogis when it comes to others. Okay, so the translation for this card is nonviolence. But what about nonviolence towards ourselves? As the Buddha says, the thought manifests as the word manifests as the deed develops into habit, and habit hardens into character. Damn, that is deep. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to read that one again after this reading. It says, so watch the thought and its ways with care, and let it spring from love born out of concern for all beings. As the shadow follows the body, as we think, so we become. The way we speak to ourselves becomes the way we speak to others, and the reality we reside in. Catch yourself when a self-defeating thought comes to mind. Would you say this to your child, your best friend, or anyone for that matter? Honor yourself in the same way. This is kind of what we talked about with the Watch Your Words Parrot card in your general reading. So it's really interesting how that came through so clearly. Okay, and then I'm going to read the affirmations for your chakra cards here. Oh wait, yeah, and then underneath the deck we have Mother Earth. This is the Soul Star Chakra. So the affirmation for this card here, this is the Crown Chakra, and you can use these affirmations throughout the month of September. The affirmation here is, I embody my ancient wisdom and I am open to the divine spirit within. Beautiful. Okay, and this is the Solar Plexus Chakra. Inner Strength. The affirmation for this card is, I have the strength to face all of life's challenges with grace. The next card that we have here is Solar Plexus Chakra card, And it's the card of self-mastery. The affirmation is, I am the master of my destiny. And the affirmation for the Earth Star Chakra, which is a chakra located about 5 to 6 feet below your feet. The affirmation here is, my heart beats as one with the healing vibration of Mother Earth. Beautiful. Such a pretty card too. Okay, so my pile 2 Tauruses, this is all for your personal message. Feel free to divine these messages on your own. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. I do pray this reading brought you guys love, support, clarity, strength. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit, for these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit me sometime soon, but until next time, you guys stay safe, stay blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye guys. All right, in pile 3, you chose Lepidolite, this beauty right here. So let's go ahead and get started with your cards. Like I said, I'm not going to be divining these. You guys are going to be divining these messages on your own. I'm just going to be reading the card descriptions for your personalized message for September. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. The very first card that we have is Cassia. I think I'm saying that right. And this is the card of confidence. Okay. And trigger statement, I cannot do that. True statement, I am a light. Step forward and be the bright light that you are. Serve your purpose to the world by sharing your amazing gifts. I like that. The card that we have here is Diana. I think I'm saying that right. Very beautiful card. I love these cards, even though I can't pronounce them to save my life. And the final card that we have here is Atarf. I don't know if I'm saying that right either, but it says here, frustration and dispute. This is the symbol of Cancer right here. It says, allow your mind to wander, hinder yourself from unnecessary answers, like we kind of talked about in your general reading. Don't be worried about the things that you can't figure out. They're going to sort of solve themselves, and they'll come to light on their own. All right, so let me flip a couple of chakra cards for you guys to see what chakras you need to kind of focus on or work on this month of September. First one, and that is the Soul Star Chakra card. Soul Star Chakra is located above your crown chakra. And then this one right here, I believe, is the sacral or solar plexus, but I'll check it out. And this is the card Personal Power. Okay, and then underneath the deck we have Rebirth, Earth Star Chakra. A lot of transformation. And again, we have that butterfly imagery. Wow. All right, and what it says for this card in the book. So it says that this is the card 8 Stages of Yoga, Concentration, and Meditation with the Intention to Know the Truth. Okay. I think we even pulled the card Trust or Truth, something like that for you guys. It says here in reverse, fear, loneliness, jealousy, sadness, and anger all come from the same source, separation. The illusion that we are separate from all around us fundamentally creates the human condition of suffering. Our identities are temporary states or being. You are being you. I am being me. The bird is being a bird. The tree is being a tree. However, we all arise from the same source, Atman, which is consciousness. Through Diana, I think I'm saying that right, the practice of deep concentration, you become fully immersed with that which you are concentrating on and experience oneness. With this, you are experiencing a glimpse of your soul. You are the sunlight, the earth, the moon, the soil, and you are never alone. Okay, and so this is the solar plexus chakra and the affirmation for this, and you can use these affirmations all throughout September. The affirmation for this card is I am empowered. The affirmation for the Earth Star Chakra card, Rebirth, and the Earth Star Chakra is located about 5 to 6 feet below your feet. And so the affirmation for this card here is I am completely supported in my current rebirth and I am open to the magic of the universe birthing within me. And then the affirmation for this card here, the Soul Star Chakra, soul healing, and the Soul Star Chakra is located above the crown chakra. Affirmation is I am open to receive deep soul healing now and embrace the support of pure love to guide my healing journey. Love that. Okay, so this is all that I'm seeing for my Tauruses. Pile 3. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. I do pray this reading brought you guys love, support, clarity, strength. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit for these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon, but until next time, stay safe, stay blessed, and please keep conquering the world. Bye, guys.